WBF International Super Featherweight Champion and former WBF All Africa Lightweight Champion. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I've got my brother here, Ludumo 9mm Lamati from South Africa, joining me today. He is 20-0 with one draw, unbeaten, rising star all the way from South Africa. Even for me, the deadliest man in the African continent at the moment in a super bantam. It's a super bantamweight, right, brother?
Yeah, that's right, man. Super bantamweight.
Yes, super bantamweight. And he's going to sit down. We're going to speak to him today. He's going to tell us about his titles. And thanks for joining me today, my brother.
Pleasure is all mine. And thanks to you, man. Thanks for you for doing this, man. Giving us a platform, talk,
Yes.
get outside to the people. Thank you so much, man, for the opportunity. Appreciate it, man.
No, always, brother. And the last time you've been on the show already, the last time, we were speaking about where you were from, how the boxing started, you fighting overseas, coming back to South Africa, finding a new management. It was a nice conversation that we had. And I thought, I've been watching you from this side of the world, from Germany, always watching my African brothers, been watching you training. And I've just been seeing you, getting in the ring, brother, winning titles after titles, winning fights after fights, beating the outside noise, the outside world. You've had some ups and downs. Let's start with that, brother. Speak to us. The last time we spoke to you, you're going to have your IBO title fight. How's about you tell us about how it went? I see you've won the IBO world title.
Yeah, man, it was a journey, man, Each and every journey I'm getting into, to me, I take it as an experience, It prepares me, for good, it prepares me to be strong, not just only physically, but mentally to be ready in any type of shape, to become a world champion, to be where I want to be. So as long as I'm going to be, honest to my hustle, do my everything, gym every day, even if I don't feel like to, as long as I'm honest to what I want, man, I think one thing's going to go right. And when the time comes, I'm ready mentally and I'm ready physically. So I'm always staying on the grind. So even then, in the last camp, it was the same thing, taking training seriously, study open, staying in the gym, always, even when I was active, I was staying in the gym, helping guys, sparring while I was inactive until I got opportunities to fight for world title last year, July. So I was and I was given an opportunity and then I took it.
Yes, brother, and you walked away victorious with that world title, the IBO world title, and the guy came to South Africa. You beat him in front of your home crowd. It was a great fight. You always, your style of boxing, I must say, it's beautiful to watch you fight. It's art. You get these fighters that some come in just to hurt somebody, to get the early knockout, but you like the Haneys, the guys in the States. You come there with your class, hands are up, beautiful boxing. We can watch you from round 1 to round 12, and we're watching class. It's just class, man. And that's what we always see from you. Will you tell us more about that fight with your IBO title? How was your opponent? How was it coming in there? I know you were very inactive. You were quite inactive before that. How was that for you?
Bro, I feel like I was missed, People forget about me. And I wanted a good fight, a tough fight where I'm going to shine. An opponent that is going to bring the best out of me. And a strider partner to dance with. He came here at number 15. And Golden Gloves, if you watch fighters there and you check the people that they bring, they don't actually bring guys from the top 15, top 20.
Yes, they bring
I
old
was
people.
shocked. I was shocked when they were bringing Estrada, and he was a mandatory to like WBO, and the champion was taking time to defend his title to these mandatory until got he got a good opportunity to fight for a vacant world title, which is the title we were fighting, IBO,
Yes,
which is the one I have now.
yes.
And he came before even he stays 2.5 weeks before we fight. He stays here 2.5 weeks. He was training at Durandt. He had a very good team, very, very, very prepared. He
So he
came
was
doing,
prepared for you. Yes,
yeah, he was very prepared, man. That's what makes that fight best. That's what makes that fight good. We were both prepared, and we were both the same weight, same height, similar height. Yeah, it was a good matchup. You know, that's why people were shocked. Like, did they really bring it? You know, for the
yes,
fans, they
yes.
really did a great fight.
And it sounds like while you're speaking about the fights, I see you all passionate just about your opponent being, ready fit. You knowing you're fighting a very good opponent. You looks like you're very passionate about that. You don't looks like you don't want to fight easy opponents. You want that challenge.
Yeah,
You want
I think that's the thing, man. Getting into the ring, I'm there collecting information. I'm there learning. You know, to be the best out there, finding different styles, knowing how to win in those styles. And like like my last fight, the things that I take from the fight, each and every fight that I have, I must take something. I mean, I must have experience of something. And like the opponent I was fighting, it's a very hard hitting opponent. So I've learned how to control distance and how to to make a fight. Like an exciting fight to trade, knowing how the possibilities that if I trade there, he might catches me. So knowing understanding opponent, he might catch me, and then he will finish me. Understanding fights like that. You know, being focused not to get hit for a couple of rounds to learn to have a mental stamina, because most of the time we lose fight mentally. We just get that mental fatigue. We stop to control ourselves, and then we fight. We're all over. And then if you don't have that control, I think each and everything in life, if you don't have that control, you can't do things right. You need to be composed and think straight. Even if there's fire or there's storm, just don't lose composure. Stay composed so you can focus and do things right.
And it's very nice to hear you say this, brother. It also teach. It just shows that while we're boxing as boxers, we're learning all the time in the ring. Even with good, if it's a good opponent, it's even better because the opponent brings the best out of you, and the opponent teaches you. You're not just fighting. You in a classroom. You're learning. Uh,
Then you get an experience. And
yes.
experience is the currency, man. The more you in your career you're going, it's the more it's gonna help with everything that you've been experiencing, the things that you use when you're in certain fights, when you're doing something like this. That experience has to kick in. That thing you've been learning through this fight. When you go into another fight, approaching another fight, all the thing have to come all out. It needs to
Yes, that's correct, brother. And before you won the IBO world title, you were a champion before. You were the IBF Intercontinental Champion, IBF Africa Champion, uh, ABU Africa Boxing Union Champion. Yes,
WBC.
and the South African National Champion. Yes, so
Yeah,
even before that world title, you were already collecting the belts, already being in the 12 round fights, already learning from the already learning exactly, getting yourself prepared for the world title fights. Run us through. Let's go back a little bit, brother, to your first title. Um, which a South African title, if I'm not correct.
nah, the first title was in ABU.
The ABU, yes.
Yeah.
Now, winning that title, what was that for you now? Winning a title
Uh,
at the ABU to start you
my
off?
at that time, my aim was an SA title. Of course, it was a big, a huge fight for me, and it was a trash fight because um, it was this guy, Bongani Mahlangu. Even today, he's a running SH, he's a running SH, he's a champion again, and a IBF African champion. So then he was a champion for 5 years, never been beaten, you know,
Yes.
and you know, winning from guys from Islam, and every guy that they send, even at home, he comes at home, he destroyed everyone. He was this bad villain there. He was a bad guy, you know, beating everyone. You know, all the stars I can count the people he beat. He also took out our title in Baby Champs. He upset us with Mount Wood, with the KO. He did a lot of things, you know. So I was gonna fight this guy. People were saying I'm not ready. So
Yeah.
when I was having that ABU, I wasn't that excited because it's like having all this belt. It's like, to me, it's like a step. It's like once I go there, it's like, yeah, I knew I was gonna go there. My way is up there. So this thing, I already had it in my mind.
Okay.
You see, when I see that moment winning the belt, it's like this moment I had it in my mind. It came. I
Yes.
know this is just I'm passing through here. You know.
You passing
So
through,
that's what,
yes.
yeah, that's what happened when I had that ABU helmet. I don't have title. This is just like a training session. This for that SA title. So then my aim was that SA title. When I'm there in that SA title, I already have it in my mind. I already win it. When I'm winning it in my mind, I'm just training and preparing for another belt from another intercontinental. So I keep pushing myself like that. Keep pushing myself like that. Already win it in the mind first, and then I
Yes.
train for it. Then I go to when I receive it, I already had it in my mind. I already received
Yes.
it.
So it wasn't anything new for you. You were like,
It was, yeah, I'm in the right path. You see, it's
yes,
just it's a blue stick that you you're going right, you're navigating your way right to the title now. You're gonna get it. You're navigating your way. It's just my way. It's like all these titles. My navigation is on the world titles. You know.
now
So
tell me, brother, can I just cut you there quickly? Was there ever a time when you say to yourself, okay, um, I'm an IBF continental champion. Now you will use this IBF to take you to, this is where now the starting point for you, where you say, okay, petty IBF is better than some of the belts, but you got the IBF now. You say, okay, I'm here. Now I want to go further. Or do you say, okay, we've got this IBF. We look now for the next, you here. You don't want to go to IBO or WBF or something like that. Do you say, okay, IBF, I want WBA, I want WBC. You know, I know a lot of fighters that happens to them. Some of them is they get the one, like you said, you win in your head, you're passing through. So it's not like, okay, I've got this now, and it doesn't mean anything to you. Was
and
there
no,
ever where you like, okay,
this
now IBF champion, there's no need to go South Africa. There's no need to go IBO. Let's go IBF or we go bigger. No, okay.
I have a lot of appetite. The more I eat, the more my stomach is getting more uh, deeper. The more I'm getting hungry. So
Yeah,
sport, you gotta want it all. I want it all. I wanted everything, everything. I want it all, and I'm going with that passion and with that, thing, that desire, that thing that pushes me, that I want it all. You see,
yes,
I'm not to take part or what. I'm here to perform, to be known, and to leave. You see, my name
yes.
did
And
something.
I think your name is already up there in the South African legends. If I'm not mistaken, you have the best record at the moment in South Africa. 20-0 with one draw.
Yeah, I
Who
think like that also.
Yeah, I
I
think
think
you have the the number one record in South Africa at the moment.
Last six,
You're holding.
last 6 or 7 fights. It's all international rated
Yes,
boxers.
and all international boxers, and you've beat them all. So, if you really think about it on paper, okay, South Africa has your Kevin Lorena and stuff, but come on, on paper with who you fought, the age, where the guys have been ranked, you know.
I was fighting a prospect. I promise you, that kid I was fighting in 2 or 3 years, he's gonna make some. He did some upset in Japan. He knocked out the champion in Japan.
Yeah,
He did it. I promise you, 2 or 3 years, he's gonna make a noise in the weight division.
nice, bro,
He's
nice.
23 or 24. You know, he's a young guy, fresh, a prospect. You know, good matchmaking. You know, that's all.
That's great, brother. That's great. Now, after the IBO belts that you won, I was reading a story on the internet and all of this. The WBC created a belt for Africa. There's this beautiful WBC belt now, the WBC Africa belt. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, if you have the WBC Asia, you have it. If you know it, WBC America, with the only part that you have the WBC that puts you through to top 20. If you fight for that WBC, so that's why there was rules. No one fight for that WBC if in your country you're not in top 5 in rankings.
Okay.
You're not qualified to fight for it. Only top 5 boxers that are ranked, special 1 and 2 from the countries from Africa.
From Africa or in South Africa alone? National rating.
It's a continent. So yeah,
okay.
the whole
So you
Africa.
have to be top 5 in the whole Africa.
You have to be top 5 in your country.
In your country.
Yeah, like the guy that I was fighting with Chandra, one of the active fighters that they had in Tanzania, he had like 3 fights coming to my fight, and he was number 1 in Tanzania in Super Bantam. So, and I was number 1 in Super Bantam in South Africa. So that you qualified when you top 5 in your country. If you're not qualified to fight it. Once you win that belt, you jump to top 22 WBC world rankings.
Oh, nice. And it must have been a big honor to win such a belt. You know, it's also I read about the belt.
A lot of people who wanted, emailing the WBC, wanted to be fighting, but they were not qualified.
Okay.
Also, so people see value in the belt, and if they're gonna stick into their rules and have integrity, I think they'll go far with those rules. No, not everyone just fight for it and honoring their rules. I think they will go so far, because they will be making it, I'm worth to fight for. Can you imagine number one, number 2, number 3, number 4 in Namibia, in African countries going on for a belt? Isn't that good matchmaking? See, the belt itself, it's like the WBC. You won't see type of a boring fight. If it's high on action or it's high on IQ or chess match, you can see it's a quality fight because the rankings make good fights.
Yes, brother. I understand. Give me 2 minutes, please, bro. 1 minute. Sorry, brother. I've got a family now. I'm a family man.
I love it.
But nice, brother. It's, very interesting what you're saying there. And it seems like this WBC Africa is going to have some good fights. I'm sure the WBC Africa committee are going to line you up with, because you have to defend, right?
Now I decided to not defend it,
Okay.
because of there's some changes, because I'm thinking of moving up, because I think
Okay.
I'm growing this division. But
Okay.
we're gonna sit down as a team and make an official announcement, seeing what's the next move, and then we'll announce the next move also. But now, so I'm returning back, with the likes of Nomeva at the same night, with Tools at the same night, Amani at the same night in Durban.
Yes. Yes. This is the fight on which date?
That's 17 November.
Yes, yes, in next month, right?
It's next month, man. We're going back at again.
Yes, nice, brother. Yeah, you've been quite busy, brother, from not being busy, and you're back on your bicycle, you're winning the fights, you're collecting the gold, and it seems like God's always have this plan for you, and you finally you're on the bike, you're going, brother, and it's very good to see this, especially an African fighter, not just South African. I think for Africa as a whole, to have a fighter like this, because it's like having a Errol Spence or a Ryan Garcia or some, fighters that are fighting, winning, and collecting the belts. I was just gonna ask you now, all your belts is one division, or is it two divisions?
I fought in a lot. I fought in Super Bantam for quite long. I
Okay.
turned as a bantamweight, but as a bantamweight, I stayed only 1 year as a bantamweight. The next year, but now let me go up. I went up to junior feather. Ever since then, I've been in junior feather. All my belt, all my belt.
So let's go through your belts. It's junior feather, ABU champion.
I started as a junior feather ABU champion, as an African champion. I collected an AB, collected SA title. And then I came back from collecting SA title to Bongali. I was built up with Bruce Melendez but he had he has a very good record. Fought with him. I won against him. After Reko Robe coming from Ray Vargas, he fought Ray Vargas. Ray Vargas is a former WBC world champion in junior feather, but now he's a featherweight champion of WBC. He just beat Maxai. Reko Robe come from there. He won on majority decision and Ray Vargas against Reko Robe. After that, Reko Robe came to South Africa. I fought him. I cleaned him up, winning IPF International. And after that, I went to UK. I fought the guy from Nicaragua. I forgot his name. From there, I came back. I fought Richie from Philippines. From there, Say Chino from Tanzania. From there, I fought Vargas from Mexico. From there, I fought Canzo from Tanzania. From there, I fought all collecting belts, man.
All collecting belts, man.
All these men coming from different countries, man. It's been a good journey, man. It's been a good experience. I take all the up and downs also as experiences. It's things that I have to pass through with. Things that made me, that's gonna shape me.
Yes, brother. And you're going well. You're still only 30 years old. There's still a lot of time to go for Ludumo. Still a lot of time, and I really think you're in the right direction. Also, South African boxing, the guys are winning world titles, IBF, left, right, and center. Colin Nathan is doing good things for the guys. It's exciting. It's very, very exciting, brother.
It's exciting. I think boxing is back.
Yes, 100%, 100%. What's the future looking like now for your team? I know you've broken away from Golden Gloves. I'm not sure if you want to. Yeah, what's the future looking now? We've just got 1 more minute left. Brother.
It's up to because now they want me to put me for ranking quickly. Whatever the team. ESPN is promising, and also the guy that I'm working with, Larry, because if there's no promoter wants to make a fight, he just organize fights for me, which is good. ESPN is on board. ESPN is making events in Durban for summer series with the 2 dates lined up for me. So it's going good, baby. It's going good. I have November, I have February. It's just yeah, man. I think it's time for me to take this opportunity, and do everything that I wanted to do and use it right. That's all.
Nice, brother. Nice. Champ, it was very nice to have you in studio. Because of the load shedding and stuff, we have to cut a little bit our interview today. Uh, quick one for the fans, where they can catch you, just your Instagram stuff, where they can catch you and where your next fight is. And I would like to say thank you for taking this time to speak to us. And we're always watching you, champ, and you're making us proud. And just a quick one for the fans, champ.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate for the time. I appreciate for giving me this opportunity to come to your platform and talk to your people. You can find me on Facebook, man. Ludumo Lamati. You can find me on Instagram, which is 9mm Lamati. That's all, brother. Thank you for this opportunity. I appreciate you, man. We miss you at home. We hope guys are fighting, man. Guys are fighting. I promise you, man. SPN. It's a huge company, led by Disney Africa. It's huge, man. Guys are winning. Guys are making names, and it's coming, man. Thank you, man.
But thank you so much, my brother. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. And we'll be back with more exciting fighters and promoters and managers. Thank you for tuning in to Ringside Talk. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you.